Good afternoon. This is my video for the exam one. Fun fact, I've never taken an exam while recording myself, so I wrote notes because I know that my memory's not that good. So let's do this. Question number 1. According to E.D. Hirsch Jr., high IQ and low IQ students perform at about the same level of reading comprehension when both groups have equal blank. What changes to the curriculum does Hayek advocate as a result of this? Okay, so the blank is when they have equal background knowledge, I think. So basically, he advocates for the students to worry more about the meat and potatoes of it rather than the skills. So they might be able to take the main topic out of it, but do they know what the main topic is and how it relates to the story? And I see this in classrooms all the time. Although I teach PE, I do get to come in classrooms and I get to read to them, I get to talk to them, and I can see when the light goes really dim. So yes, it's important that they get those frameworks, I should say. But if they don't understand what's going in the frame, it really doesn't matter. So kids who talk to their parents with the news, or students who read a lot. And when I say read a lot, I mean like they read about stuff that really matters, not Captain Underpants and Babysitter Club. It's where they gain that experience, where they gain that knowledge, that background knowledge on. Does that answer the question? I hope so. And Enter the Villain Against Oral Reading in Secondary Schools. What does Alan Frager mean when he says that reading is recursive activity? What does this have to do with his question and critiquing of oral reading in secondary classrooms? Excuse me. He's saying that reading is an ongoing loop. You reread, you rethink, and you connect as you go. That's how deep comprehension happens. Think about how many times we've reread and read the Bible. So when he critiques oral reading in secondary classrooms, it's because aloud reading stops that natural loop. So we had that then and now assignment, and I talked about how I had to keep reading or rereading because I was dyslexic and I was having a hard time really grasping what I was talking about. So when you force someone to read it out loud, especially someone like me who has anxiety and is panicking that I don't read the word wrong, even though it always happened, I'm so busy trying to spit it out that I don't even know what I just read, and I couldn't write a paper about it if you made me do it. So that's what I think. So thinking, yeah, my notes really covered that. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this author's name, but Fang and Barbara G. Pace in Teaching with Challenging Text and the Disciplines Text Complexity in Close Reading point out that the Common Core state standards and subsequent standards developed by individual states require all students to engage with complex informational text across the curriculum. What are some challenges of the components of the new state standards for secondary teachers in particular? Okay. In particular. Let's think on that. Where's this story at? Where's this article? I mean, why don't I remember this text? Excuse me, let me skim it. Okay, so I think in theory, it's great. I mean, I love it, but in practice, it's kind of hard because all of our students are not on the same reading level, and you can scaffold as much as you want, but you're comparing apples to oranges, really. So, for example, like high school science teacher might be an expert in biology, but not necessarily how to scaffold these informations and these texts for struggling readers. So it's kind of hard to use like I don't teach science, sorry. I can't think of a huge word, but like a big word that only means that thing. And then I got to explain it to 20 kids. Only five really understand what I'm talking about.